This is what I describe as the home straight, where you need to keep plugging away, working hard, crushing your cardio and all other aspects of this program until the very last day when you finish and you can view your results. Many people do make the mistake of thinking that they can just cruise from here only to find mediocre results at the end. You haven't come this far only to come this far. Now we're going to employ an extremely effective training principle that I have developed many years ago called the DTP program, which stands for Dramatic Transformation Principle. It is exactly as the name suggests, dramatic, transformational, and hosts many benefits as you challenge and overload the body as it operates under various energy systems and repetition ranges. You'll profit not only from the optimized muscle fiber activity, time-efficient results, enhanced muscular and cardiovascular endurance, but the fat-burning processes that can be active for up to 24 hours after your workout. This is a great combination of ways to finish this transformation as a success. The first exercise we're going into is the dumbbell split squat. Now, keep an eye out for the rep ranges that I'm prescribing here, because with DTP, sometimes they go up or down in 10 rep increments. Today, they will be 5 rep increments. So with the dumbbell split squats, we are gonna activate our hamstrings, our glutes, our quads, but with DTP, we're gonna hit all types of muscle fibers and energy systems. So it will tax your cardiovascular system as well as your anaerobic system. So let's grab some dumbbells to start the split squats at 35 repetitions, which should be to absolute failure. So, take a large step out. We're gonna hit 35 repetitions on one leg before moving on to the second leg. And then once you've done both legs, you earn yourself your rest between each one of these sets. Make sure that you're driving through your heels. We got a lot of reps to go. So if you do fail before 35 reps, you can just rest for a couple of seconds and then continue. And then you'd swap sides. Make sure the knee doesn't travel over the toe. Keep your upper body straight. Often people ask me how much weight that they should be utilizing when they're performing an exercise. Well, simple. If I give you a rep range of say 15 to 20, but you end up performing 25 to 30, then the weight is too light for you. So you'd need to go heavier. And consequently, if you only were able to perform, say, 5 or 10 repetitions, then the weight is too heavy and you should go a little bit lighter on your next set. And then you'd swap sides. I always say you need to reach absolute failure in order to succeed in the gym. So when I say failure, when you're performing repetitions, you should reach absolute failure, meaning that you could not perform one more repetition even if your life depended on it. That is failure, and it's the only place in the world that we have to reach failure in order to succeed outside of the weights area. And then you'd swap sides. You need to push yourself to failure on every single working set. So quite often people will say, okay, I'm going to reach failure on my third and final set. No, you need to reach failure on your first set, your second set, your third set, every single working set. The only set that you do not reach failure are your warm-up repetitions and your warm-up sets. And then you'd swap sides. and then you'd swap sides. So as you're going towards the final stages of this plan, you should be increasing in strength. So that doesn't mean that you just do more repetitions. You need to add more resistance or weight to ensure that you reach failure and your body continues to evolve. And then you'd swap sides. Now the next movement we're going on to is going to be similar, however it is called the walking lunge. So you will get a little bit more activation through your quads as you lunge forward. And we're starting off at the lower rep range now because we went down from 35 to 15. Now we're starting at 15 and every set will go up in a 5-rep increment, finishing at 35 before we move on to the next exercise. So take a step back, then lunge forward, and then with your next leg, lunge forward again, and continue until you get your 15 repetitions out. And you are going to count on one side and then the other as a rep. So it's like this: 1, 1, 2, 2, until you get to the 15 for the first set. When beginning the dumbbell walking lunges, your chest should be high, your back should be straight, and shoulders slightly back. When you step forward, I don't want you to lean forward, and when you step up, I don't want you to lean forward. Your back should be straight throughout the entirety of this exercise. Your working muscle, the one that you're bending, will target your glutes and your hamstrings as your primary movers. And you're also going to work your quads throughout the entirety of this exercise as well. When performing this exercise, I don't want you to allow your knee to drop to the floor, and I don't want you to lock your knees out straight at the top either. This will allow you to have constant tension applied to these muscle groups. Remember why you've begun this program. What was your commitment? Make sure you journal it every single day and reaffirm those goals, because it's these goals every single day that will take you to that end picture and that physique that you visualize. right, remember why you started this. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Are you doing everything that you could be doing in order to achieve the success? This is your time to have the boot camp that is going to test you and change you for the rest of your life. You can do this, guys. Don't listen to other naysayers. Don't listen to other people that are pulling you down. This is your time to change and transform forever. So once all 5 sets are completed, now we're going to target our hamstrings with RDLs or Romanian deadlifts. So much like a normal deadlift, legs slightly bent, however you are going to push your hips back, which will allow your upper body to fall forward, but make sure you keep your core tight and keep your back straight. So hold on to the dumbbells either side, and then they'll come round to the front, push your hips back, and then forward. Now make sure that you keep your neck in line with your spine. Very often I see people do this, which isn't aligned with their spine. So make sure that your neck also follows the spine as you bend over. Hips back, then forward, drive through your heels. Make sure those feet are shoulder distance apart. When performing this movement, I want you to stand up tall, chest out, chin up, and shoulders slightly back. The primary movers that you are going to target throughout this exercise is going to be your hamstrings and glutes. You will get a little bit of lower back involvement as well as your secondary mover. when performing this exercise, I want you to keep tension applied upon the hamstrings by not hyperextending when you are at the top. You're going to bend over, you're going to come halfway down your shins with the dumbbells that you're holding before coming back up to the top position, squeezing your glutes before returning back down. Make sure that you keep your back flat throughout the entirety of this movement, particularly when you start to get tired. When you're performing the concentric part of the movement or the positive part, or when you're actually pushing, that's when you breathe out. Remember, if you have to scream to push that exercise because it's so hard, you have to exhale. Okay, remember, if you've written down a goal, how detailed have you been with that goal? It's the details that add up to your bigger picture that you want. You have a goal in front of you, but how descriptive are you with those goals? Write down the details, visualize those details, and make sure that you are mindful of those details towards your goal every single day. Manifest them. Now all 5 sets are completed. You finished off at 15 repetitions as your lowest rep range on your last set. Now we're starting off with 15 repetitions again to increment back up to 35, which is classic DTP, dramatic transformation principle. So with seated calves, you're gonna need your seat, and you'll also need your dumbbells as well. So you'll want your heaviest weight to begin with because you're starting off with 15 repetitions. So if you don't have heavy weight, you can make it as hard as possible by squeezing at the top for a second or two and then slowly coming down. Squeezing and then slowly down, and not providing any momentum or swing from the upper body by keeping it static and keeping your back straight, head aligned. Squeeze up and then slowly down, which will target the soleus, which runs underneath the gastrocnemius of the calf muscles. When you're sat down to perform this exercise, make sure that your upper body is straight. Keep your back aligned, core tight. Place all the tension onto the calf by squeezing at the top, squeezing the calf, and slowly down, so you have all the muscle tension applied on what's called the soleus, which is the muscle that runs underneath the gastrocnemius. Make sure the muscle is completely tense throughout the entirety of the movement by not allowing your heel to touch the floor and making sure that you squeeze at the top without bouncing through the movement. I want you to focus on the muscles and the weights when you're performing each one of these exercises. I don't want you distracted in conversation, scrolling on your phone, answering emails, or any of that when you're in the home working out. I want you focused on the muscles that you're working and the weights that you should be pushing. Now, as we're getting into the momentum of this workout, we need to still focus on our performance. Are you doing everything that you can to recover in order to dictate that you perform at your peak? Okay, we are getting towards the end here now. We're getting to the last final stretch. You're gonna be a little bit lethargic, you're gonna be tired, you may have a little bit of doubt, but this is where your recovery techniques really come into play so you can perform and get over to that last stretch at your absolute best. Phenomenal job. You did a great workout there. So you should be feeling sore. You should be lethargic, maybe a little bit tired, but it's the mental capacity up here that is going to get you through to the end of this program. So don't think about your results from the neck down until you've sorted your results out here from the neck up.